Alright, y'all, so we were expecting EZA details last night, and we did in fact get them. However, the most popular theory within the community was that we would be getting EZA details for Tech Bardock. Tech Bardock is a very popular, just theorized EZA character, considering that a lot of us are really we're ready for Namek Part 1 of the Global Dokkan campaign, right? I mean, I did make my concept here. Namek Part 1, bro, that's gotta happen. This gotta be Triple Z. There's so much promotion around just Dragon Ball Z going on, for the GDC. So, I mean, not to spoil it a little bit, but all the countdown stuff is related to the Saiyan Saga. Saiyan Saga stage for the collection of epic battles. This stage is returning. Stage 8 for this fight. A Saiyan Saga Virtual Dokkan Ultimate Clash for 3.0. There's quite a bit there. So, that's pretty cool. But then this guy comes out. You would expect Tech Bardock would be in there. Either way, doesn't really matter. Super Saiyan's buff. Maybe Namek Goku leads that team. I think that's very likely. But this character also fits movie heroes, which is really nice. So, again, I'm going to take a look here at their details first, and then we'll talk about... There's an issue with them, is the fact that they haven't been on any banners, but let's see what they are actually able to do. So, your leader skill is still the same. Super Saiyan's 3 key and 200% HP attack and defense. Actually, it's 4 key now. Okay, that makes sense. They usually won't give these EZAs the new echelon of leader skills. Even though I feel like they should. They're a carnival LAR. Super Saiyan's 220% is not gonna break the game, man. I feel like they're so I understand why, because the new characters, you should be that. Maybe a new Namek Goku is Super Saiyan's 220% if he's a carnival LAR, which I expect. But this leader skill is not gonna break the game, bruh. It's not, but who cares? Let's see what they're doing. So, activates the entrance animation when there are another two or more Super Saiyans and movie heroes category allies on the team. So again, that's the same intro animation restriction. Wasn't really too tough. Movie heroes is in a pretty nice spot right now, so that's good. They get super effective against all types for 7 turns. Then they have a 40% chance to crit and 40% damage reduction for 7 turns as well. So this used to be just 5 turns. And again, we're seeing they're extending the turn count for this, which, I mean, we see Android 21 EZA. She is also a 21 turn stacking character, which, it's funny numbers, haha, but I mean, maybe we're gonna see a shift into longer content being more relevant again, which it's not like we don't have some longer content that isn't relevant. Super Saiyan 3 Goku fights, it's an okay-ish, longish-ish fights, but yeah. They then also changed Tech Key Spheres to Int Key Spheres, which they did not do before. Really good that they have Int Key Sphere changing here. Again, they did have that as well, but it was random. Now they'll likely have 2 paths to change Int Key Spheres, which is, again, very good for this character because they really want Int Key Spheres. So this is already such a huge change for them, in my opinion, anyways. Especially having a consistent Key Sphere change, Tech to Int, we know, okay, we set up the Tech Key Spheres for them next turn, bam, we're looking good. Basic effects, Key 3 and 250% attack defense, 50% chance to dodge. They actually did not have dodge before. Key 3 per Int Key Sphere, and then 1 key per type Key Sphere obtained that is not Int. So with Int Key Spheres, I mean, they're getting 3 key. Yeah, that was always a thing, man. They get so much key from Int Key Spheres. It's actually crazy. 5 key per Int Key Sphere, man, is nuts. When attacking, they get 200% attack. When receiving an attack, they get 200% defense. Now they changed that as well, which is really good because they used to just get 130% when attacking. Now they actually get their defense when receiving an attack. So that is a fantastic change, honestly. When there's a Super Saiyans or movie heroes ally in the same turn, 200% attack. Then again, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type that are not Tech or Int into Int. For every 3 key spheres obtained, which is the same thing here, right? And the reason why I said they really want to Int Key Spheres was to hit max key, but again, with every 3 key spheres obtained, they also get this buff. They'll do an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super up to 3 times. They used to be high chance. Yeah, look at that. Woo! Okay, so that's a 70% chance super now. That's good. Then they get additional damage reduction and crit chance up to 33%. Wow. Damn, wait, so they get 73% damage reduction and then 73% chance to crit as long as you grab 9 key spheres with them. Which they're double orb changing. That's not really a lot to ask for. And, you know, I'm sure we could find some rainbow orb changer. Like, okay, I guess Super Saiyans, like, is there a rainbow orb changer really around? I mean, this physical God Goku could potentially mess with them a little bit. This guy rainbow orb changes, doesn't he? Yep. Now, the only thing with this character is that, he doesn't even need Bottom Master and Sable characters on the team. Like on the rotation, I mean, he just needs them on the team. This character, I don't believe is Bottom Master or Staple. Yeah, they're not, and that's because of Vegeta. Actually, that's also because of Goku. Because at this time, Goku, like in this movie, hasn't actually trained Gohan. Like that's like later on in Cell Saga. That's pre Super Saiyan Gohan. He's not in the movie. At least Super Saiyan Gohan from the Cell Saga. So that's why they're not on this team, of course. But this guy doesn't really need that. Like as long as you get 2 other Bottom Master and Staple characters for his full reduction and everything like that, that's not really that big of a deal. I mean, movie heroes as well. Who on movie heroes could rainbow orb change for this guy potentially and just maybe not mess them up? This guy does not rainbow orb change until they transform, right? Yeah, unfortunate. It would be really nice if he did. Do you orb change? Actually, you do, don't you? Physical to rainbow. I mean, this guy is a dodge-based character anyways. He is dodge or die at this point for sure. It's not like the worst option. Does this guy? I forget if this guy does. He does not rainbow orb change. Okay. Well, either way, maybe the new Super Saiyan Goku could be orb changer. That could be good too. Like rainbow orb changing is just like always a nice thing to have. But I don't think it'll be this hard to get this character, you know, like really stacked up, right? So let's see here. Their super attack effects. Really raises attack and it raises defense for 3 turns. And then they also raise all allies' defense and attack by 3% for 3 turns. This is a very minimal buff, but that's their 12 key super attack effect. They can get 5 supers in a turn. Their first super attack, that's 18 key. But then they can get 4 additional super attacks if you get 9 key spheres. Which is not really like, again, I feel like since they're double orb changing now, that's not really like a big ask. No, like I feel like that's not going to be uncommon for them actually if you set up your orbs properly. So, I mean, that's going to be a 12% raise for just 1 turn alone. And then you can go from 12 to what, 24%? Yeah. I mean, like, it's going to be very rare to hit all 4 additional super attacks for both turns. So maybe let's say you probably can get like, you know, 12 to like 18% over 2 turns or so. I think that's not like an unreasonable ask for the most part. So that's good. Like just some extra support here is nice to have, especially because, you know, I'm looking at this Namek Super Saiyan Goku, bro. That boy's gonna be slot 1 god. You know what they do for these slot 1 god characters? They usually don't get defense on their super attack effect. In exchange, they could tank like everything before they super. Like think of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta when he came out, right? He had the counter, but you guys get the point. Like a lot of these characters that are defensive juggernauts don't get defense raised on their super attack effects. But then with this character on the team, that's gonna provide Namek Goku a ton of extra defense if that's what he does. Ooh, my juices of creativity are flowing. Okay, what's the 18 key? Master the raise attack, really raises defense for 3 turns, and Mega Claws damage. So, okay. I mean, their super attack effect before was a 3-turn raise here. Now it is just giving them mostly more attack and the extra support. I mean, they get defense now with their 12 key, which will matter for sure, especially when it comes to like AoEs or even like potential slot 1 taking. I mean, again, they have 73% damage reduction with 9 key spheres. That is quite a lot. Let's take a look at their calculations though. And the last thing I want to talk about here when it comes to these, they've been on 2 banners. They've been on 2 banners. like, I mean, look at the reaction, bro. Only 2 banners, man. Like, no appearances in 2025. They've only barely come back right now in 2026, which is also kind of crazy. Like, they've really taken this long to return this character, dude. That's actually just so insane. They've only been on their initial banner, which is December 2023. They're almost 4 years old, by the way. Or they're almost 3 years old, which is why they're already getting an EZA. And Tech Broly's banner. That's it. Like, they went on the 11th anniversary ticket banner, which is funny because I think that's where I got my second copy for them. It was either that or the Tech Broly banner. Obviously don't summon on the Radiant Summer banner. Like, I prefer GGT. It's not worth it. There's the potential, like, that this guy is featured on, like, a Carnival banner, which I'm expecting Part 1 Carnival, Super Saiyan Namagoku, and then Dokkan vs Final Form Frieza. That makes a lot of sense to me. Alright, I had to take just a quick little pause right there, but we're back. We're going to take a look at the 55% calculations because of, you know, what we just talked about here. So let's take a look. Again, this is with 1200 defense equips with 60% support. Start of turn, this character is at 343k defense, and then once they receive an attack, they actually shoot up to 1,000,000 defense just flat. Which is, you know, for 70% reduction, not the worst for turn 1, right? Like, then we see once they get their super attacks off, they start getting quite a bit of extra defense to 1.5, then 1.6. No, 1.8, my bad. I can't read, I guess. I took my glasses off for a second, not gonna lie, chat. But, I mean, if they get 4 additionals, they get all the way to 2.9 million defense in the turn. With, again, 73% damage reduction. I mean, let's take a look here at this number, like, just like, I don't know, let's say 12 million super. Not, like, the hardest hitting super at this point, which is kind of crazy to say. But, like, let's say if they do get very lucky with all their super attacks with 73% reduction, how much are they taking this? Yeah, about roughly 300k if it's a super class character. Now, they would die if it's an extreme class character. Like, don't get things twisted. If it was 11 mil, though, they would actually live. Outside of type disadvantage, of course. But, I mean, like, it's, like, decent, right? For 55%, keep that in mind. Then, once they have the 3-turn stacks, I mean, we see they're at 2.5 start of turn, which is quite a lot. And they go up to about, you know, 4.4 mil. But let's say roughly, I don't know. Let's say if you do hit like 3.7 mil in this situation, right? So let's do 370. No, 3760. Then 843. And again, let's say 50 mil. They probably actually, again, a 50 mil against a super class character, they do live that again. But if we go to 14 mil, they are able to live against extreme class even. Now, that's a lot of damage they're taking, but still. Keep in mind, they also have a baseline 50% chance to dodge. So you could build this character full dodge and additional. They don't need crit because they have the 73% crit chance for like the first 7 turns. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Like, honestly. And again, this is redo. So, again, let's say you have this character rebuild, you know, 1600 defense equips, rainbow and everything like that. Okay, so it looks like, you know, they can shoot up instead to about 4.7. So that's about 1,000,000 difference in defense from having, what, 6 additional super attacks? Yeah. So that's about 1,000,000 defense difference. I don't know. We could just do this. The numbers aren't going to be that different. Obviously, like, okay, the damage that they take is going to be significantly different, though. Obviously, I mean, we're seeing 16 mils where they start taking damage from extreme class super attacks right there. 17 mil, and again, a lot of these bosses super attacks right now are super class. Like at 17 mil super, like, I don't know. Let's go to 20. 20 mil super attack is where they would still probably barely live. If it's an extreme class enemy, they would die. 19 mil? They're eating, I want to say eating that, but that's about 50% HP. What? 50% chance to dodge. And that is not God equips. Again, that's with 60% support, but that's not even God equips. I mean, look at this with God equips at 4.9, which changes a bit. I don't think it changes that much. It helps, but it's not like a drastic change necessarily for this character. Probably because they don't really get that many like stats. They're damage reduction reliant. So like they have what, 250% here, then 200% when receiving an attack. They have a bunch of the super attack effect defense, but it's not like they're like AGO Godku who's like, oh man, this for one turn I'm gonna get like 1,000% attack and defense, right? Like they're not like that. That's not how their kit works. At all. It's not. So yeah. I mean, it's looking pretty good to me overall. Let's see what people are saying though. What are people thinking? Oh, we also do have offensive calculations here for their like actual attack stats. So okay, there's 100% with Whis ticket equips and with God equips. Let's say, you know, just with the Whis ticket equips, I guess, right? Looks like their first super attack is 43 mil, and then they have the additionals, which is 32 mil. Then on their second turn, if I'm not mistaken, this is turn 1, this should be turn 2, they would have 67 million attack stat. They actually hit a 67 mil attack stat. That's what they're hitting there. Hitting about 60 to 70 mil on their first super. And again, they do have a active skill from the third turn or sixth turn. You do need 3 Super Saiyan category allies for the third turn active though. So I think, you know, movie heroes for now, you're only going to really be getting the 6th turn active skill. But again, we take a look here. About 65 to 70 mil, right? At least for the major super attack. And then, what is this? 48 million? Well, like for the like additionals. So, at least roughly. Huh. Not bad. The active skill attack stat looks to be about 150 mil. I mean, it's not crazy damage. We're seeing characters hit a lot harder at this point. But they will do multiple. Like, again, okay, they'll do 48 mil, and then they'll follow up with the 50 mil, then they'll follow up with the 52 mil, or something like that. Probably even larger difference in the numbers. And again, that's not even with God equips. That's like no attack equips here at all. And again, like we're seeing, even on their active skill turn, they could take about 19 to 22 mil super attacks once they have the 3 turn stacks up. Turn 1 is about super attacks 10 mil to 14 mil. Then after they super, we're seeing like 19 to 20 mil, like super attack tanking, pretty much. Obviously from double digits to about a million range, but it's not bad. I mean, this looks like a pretty good EZ overall. Like, again, they're not like crazy oppressive, but I think they're going to be quite good overall, you know. But let's see what people are saying. Let me actually refresh this page one more time. Didn't look like they hit hard enough, so you won't even bother EZAing them. I mean, I feel like they look very good, but they could have been a little bit better by having them hit a bit harder. That's what I'm seeing. Like, I don't like, okay, I feel like to the point where I was saying you're not going to EZA them was kind of crazy to me, but like, obviously, nah, that's more so of a joke. I do think that they could hit harder. Like, I don't think it would be like the craziest thing if they're hitting even, like if they had like, even if they're hitting like 100 mil. Like, would that be insane? Like, on their third turn and onward, they hit 100 mil on their first super. That wouldn't even be crazy. Like, right, we're seeing characters start hitting like 150 to even that's fucking 200 mil sometimes, man. Like, in normal situations. Like, it's not insane to think about, like, you know, even just like 90 mil, 80 to 90 mil, you know, they could have hit a bit harder, you know. And obviously, we have a bunch of these additionals, like maybe their first super attack hits like 90 mil, right? And then their additional supers are, instead of like 50 mil, they're hitting like 60 mil. Just add a bit of extra damage there, and I think they would look better for sure. But duh, if the unit hits harder, they're better. Whoa, crazy concept, right? They'll have a good use for a while though, as a double dodging double orb changer. Yeah, that's very good tanking. Better than their initial release. Their initial release was quite good, but I feel like, you know, I mean, are they better than their initial release? I forgot like how exactly good this character was good on the release. I mean, they were just like, they tore through Fusion Zamasu, right? They just had an issue early on, that first turn, but they could tear through Fusion Zamasu. They kind of didn't age that well, though, if I'm not mistaken. Like, we get into the 9th anniversary meta, and I don't know, this character just kind of didn't, like, fall off, but kind of fell off, you know? The Super Saiyans team, when they came out, was really strong. They're like, oh my god, that team was crazy. That's for sure. Boneless, you want them to be killers. Why, but they've been so stingy with guard. I mean, this character doesn't need guard, but probably forgotten after 2 weeks. It just depends on how good the Super Saiyan team goes. Like, the thing is that they're based around Super Saiyans, though. And I feel like this team, it's like, this team, I think, in the past few years, it's like, oh man, this team gets good for like 3 weeks or something, and then it falls off pretty quickly. Because, like, okay, we had the time where I think this character leads Super Saiyans, yeah. And it's like, oh, you could run a Super Saiyans team again with Super Saiyan Trio, and they're like, okay, but you know. But since then, there hasn't really been, firstly, a new leader for this team, really. So yeah, I mean, we had this guy's team as well, which was Super Saiyans and Vegeta family, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, which is, you know, the overall good leader skill. I don't know. The 3% attacking defense of the 12 key will be meaningless most of the time, since they'll usually get 2 or 3 12 key supers a turn. I mean, not for them, but for other characters, it'll be really good. And you know, it's possible that GDC Namagoku gives like massive buffs to Super Saiyans characters. It's not impossible. I think they look good, man. I don't know. I'm late. Yeah, I am late. I decided to sleep instead. Appreciate they gave us a whole slide just to show us the name of the 12 key. Yeah, I mean, the active skill could maybe have a lot of damage. Like, you know, you set him up with Super Gogeta, just melt someone maybe. Being underestimated. I mean, it looks like people like this guy. The Dokkan community actually loves this EZA. Look at this. People underestimating them. You don't really mind that you don't have them. Namagoku has any form of support. This character is going to be ludicrous. Otherwise, you're worried that they'll age faster. I mean, it's possible that they'll age faster because we don't know what Power Cube is going to look like. So you have to take this with a grain of salt. But considering I get 50% dodge, they have 73% damage reduction. They get pretty good defenses once they get all their supers. The biggest issue is that people just don't have this guy or have them at this very low dupe. I mean, again, even me, I have this character at freaking 69%. I only have one. I mean, these guys have them rainbowed, you know, I guess, type shit, but whatever. Anyways, let me know what y'all think. I appreciate y'all for watching. And looks like the Dokkan community does in fact love this guy. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.